Welcome. In this session, we will learn about radio button. Radio button is used when we want to select a single option, that is one option from multiple options. So if we have multiple options and we want to select one option there, we use radio button. And to use the radio button widget, we write radio button. So this is the name of the class radio button, and then we specify in which window it will be. So it will be root, we want it to be, and then we will set it text. So text will be whatever we want the radio button to display, the single radio button. So what I will say here, let's say we are asking the user that what is his favorite weather. So let's say sunny, and then we have to specify the value which this radio button will contain. So as there will be multiple radio buttons on our screen, so we have to specify some value to this radio button that when it will be selected we can use that value. So that can be an integer or it can be a string. We can also give the value sunny. So for example, if sunny is selected, we can give the value sunny, but I will use that as well. But first of all, we will use it with an integer. So I will say value is equals to 1, as this will be our first radio button in the list. So then okay, let's make another radio button, and then we will specify other attributes of this one. So I will say pack here to put it on the screen. Now I will copy this for a few times. So we have other options here like rainy, wet, and dry, cloudy. So we have multiple radio buttons on our screen. Now I will add a label as well that will specify that what these labels are. So I will write label, name of the class, it will be in the root window, and then text will be equal to what is your favorite weather. So user can select from these options in the radio button: sunny, rainy, wet, dry, and cloudy. And for now these all have same value 1. So I will change the value. So value 1 for the first one, value 2 for the second, 3, 4, and 5. As we have 5 radio buttons, so everyone has a unique value. As it has to have a unique value, so we can differentiate between these radio button results. So I will just run this and we will see the output here. As you can see, we have all these radio buttons there, but our label is not there because we forgot to pack it there. So I will just pack it there, dot pack, and it will display there. So let's run it again, and as you can see, our label is there as well. So I can select rainy, I can select wet, I can select dry, and any of these I can select. So they have a unique value by which I can differentiate between these radio buttons. And radio button is a type of button that can only one button can be selected at a time. So if the user favorite is sunny, he will click on sunny and we can get the value here, that is 1. So how we can get this value? We have set the value for every radio button, but how we can use this? For using this, we have to set another attribute of radio button, that is variable, that will specify that in which variable we want to store this value. So I will make a variable here. Let's say the name of the variable will be radio button value. So we can name it anything, so it will contain the value. So I have named it radio button value, and it will be integer variable. So what I will do here, I will say radio button value, and I will repeat this for all the other radio button because these all will be connected to a same variable here, like this. So which the user, when select any radio button, the value goes into this variable. So if he selects rainy, the value 2 will go in this variable. So I will keep check on this variable, and the value which is in this variable is the value of the selected radio button. So if wet will be selected, in this variable I will be having 3. So that is the reason why we have connected the same variable with all of the radio buttons in one category. So these 5 are in the same category. So we have connected them with this variable radio button value, and it will contain that value. So to see this value, what I will do here, I will just make a button here, and on this button click, I will just put it in the root window, and text will be equal to show radio button value. So it will just show the radio button, it will print the value here. So what I will do here, I will attach it with a command. So whenever it is clicked, we goes to some particular function, and I will say show value. We have to make this function because it is not yet there, so I will make it here, show value function, and in the body of this function I will just print the radio button value by using this variable and then get on it. Because this is an integer variable here class, we can use a get function to get the value of this variable. So, and it will be printed here in this area. So I will just run it again, and we will see the output here. As you can see, we have our application here. Now let's click at our button is not there because we didn't add it back. We should always add this, or we should the geometry manager which we are using. So I will just run it again, and we will see the output. Okay, our button is there. Now let's see. I click on rainy, and the rainy has a value 2. So I will show radio button, and as you can see here on the bottom, it printed 2, which means the value is 2. So now again what I will do here, I will click on another dry and show radio button value, and as you can see the value is 4 here in the bottom. So if I click on cloudy and show, it shows 5. Now let's change these values from integer to string. So I will say this is now string variable instead of integer, and value here for sunny will be sunny. So whenever user clicks on sunny, I will get a value sunny. So it will be simpler. So I have by this name, the value will be sunny. So I will directly get to know that which radio button is clicked. So this one rainy, then on the value 2, rainy, and on value 3, wet. This one will go to dry, and this one cloudy. So now we have string variables, now we have string values, and that will go in this variable, and now this is changed to string. So what I will do, I will run it again, and we will just see the output. So let's click on wet. So I clicked on wet, and I will show radio button value. You can see here at the bottom it showed wet, and I clicked on wet. So now I will click on any other, cloudy, and show. As you can see, it shows cloudy there at the bottom, and when I click on sunny, it will show sunny. So that's how we get the value of radio button. Now we can utilize this value for any purpose. If we are doing, depending upon our application and depending upon our usage, we can just use this value. And this is one category of radio buttons. We can add other categories as well that will have their separate variable that will contain its value. So that's how we use radio buttons.